Hello, computer science students. This is Mr. Coley. Forgive the voice, but we're doing well. So I told you I'm going to make these companion videos as we go throughout the Khan Academy unit. So the first videos we're going to do is what is programming? And we're going to take a look at our very first ever running execution program. So when we write a computer program, we're giving the computer a set of instructions for what we want it to do. Just like we can tell a dog to sit or beg, we can tell a computer to add or print. A computer isn't as furry as a dog, unfortunately. It's a lot more reliable and better at math. So in this first program, we're going to have it say the first thing that every programmer learns how to do, which is this sentence, "Hello world." That's kind of like the gold standard of your very first thing you've ever done. Okay? So down here in our editor, that's what this is called, we will be writing our first program. But first, I actually want to go down and look at this first. Okay? Before we do it, our first line of code is a statement. Programs are made up of statements, and each statement is an instruction to the computer about something we need it to do. Okay, so let's give it a statement. We're going to type in here. We're going to type print line, and then everything's important. We have to have the parentheses. We have to have the quotation marks. And then what's inside the quotation marks is exactly what the computer's going to display. So we write hello world. And then we're going to close it. And we're going to close it. We also have to add a semicolon. Okay. Now look on the right hand side. So this is where we do our code. And this is where it runs. And notice it ran correctly. Hello, comma, world. And if I were to, write something different here, if I were to say, hello, Mr. Coley, it would display properly over here because everything is correct in this area. We've completed the whole thing. Now, what if I had accidentally left off the second parentheses? Okay. Uh-oh. Unclosed string. Make sure you end your string with a quote. So I have to put my quote back in, and we're in good shape. So let's look a little closer into it. The print line command is also called a function, method, or procedure. The line tells the computer to call the procedure named print line and knows how to display the output console. Something that you may not recognize is that all these computer languages have behind the scenes just all the different hundreds of procedures that the computer knows how to do. So our work is to get familiar enough to be able to recall, okay, this is the project I want it to do. I want to actually be able to see on a screen the words hello world or hello Mr. Coley. And then you have to think back or maybe at some point in time you have a handy dandy cheat sheet about which procedure or function would best make that happen. So the function here is the print line. Okay? The print line procedure expects a single parameter which specifies what text should be displayed. In this program, the value passed in is hello world. So that's what's displayed. That is what goes in between the parentheses. That's its parameter. Display commands are different in each environment and language. The print line command works here, but it may not work in other places. Other ways to display in JavaScript include these other functions, console.log parentheses and alert parentheses, and we'll learn more about those and find out how those work in different languages. What you're going to find out is all the different languages have most of the same functions, but it's kind of like whatever language that you speak is most common to you. You get comfortable with it. So we're going to start with this language of JavaScript, because that's what Khan Academy has. And if we move on to the next one, it's just telling us here, talking to us about pseudocode. Here on Khan, they use JavaScript programming language. Okay. There are a number of languages out there that we'll be introduced to. But instead of like just saying, well, in Java we do it this way, and Python we do it this way, there's kind of a general way of talking about the world. Okay, so we call this pseudocode. Pseudocode. Pseudo is the root word, and that's kind of a root for fake. Like pseudoscience is science that's not real. Okay. Pseudocode is a language that doesn't actually run anywhere on a computer, but still represents the programming concepts that are common across programming languages. There are different flavors of pseudocode, so we'll here use the one that's used by this exam. So this right here is pseudocode for the display output. So what we're thinking in our mind is, okay, I really want to see hello world on the screen. So what I need is display, and then inside the parameters, whatever my expression is. Okay, that line means the display of the value followed by a space. Okay, notice the space. For example, you might see pseudocode like this: display the word howdy, new line, display neighbor parentheses. That represent code's outputs howdy neighbor. The display expression pseudocode is similar to the print line we just learned, but they're slightly different because display represents code that adds a space, while print line adds a new line. Okay, so as we go through learning concepts, we'll show you the pseudocode for each item, and we'll use pseudocodes in exercises instead of the particular languages. Okay, so and now it's on to our next unit, and that's where we'll stop this video.